Our next inductee is Mike Sanzere. Mike began officiating in 1969 while in his junior year at Roger Bacon High School. During college and after graduating from the University of Cincinnati, he worked high school games for 10 years before moving into Division I basketball in 1979 when he was hired for Midwestern City Conference games. Sanzere spent 35 years officiating Division I games. He worked 9 D1 conferences, including the Big Ten and Big 12, and officiated 37 conference championship games. He worked 25 consecutive NCAA tournaments, 14 regionals, 3 Final Fours, and the national championship game in 1998, Mike, between Kentucky and Utah. He also officiated 5 NCAA Division III national championship games. In 2015, Mike was honored as the Naismith Official of the Year. Mike worked in industrial sales for 8 years and then owned a sports apparel business for 24 years. Following retirement, he worked in corporate events and catering for Grader's Ice Cream. Any samples? No? Okay. Before joining the Collegiate Officiating Consortium, LLC, he was responsible for scheduling, evaluating, and training officials. Mike Sanzere, we welcome you to the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Randy, I've got one question. If Scooney's 5'11", that makes me the shortest guy up here tonight, correct?
I don't think he's 5'11", don't worry.
Well, for sure, when I had him at Ohio State several years ago, I thought I looked him eyeball to eyeball. But that's it. I would like to thank the Board of Directors for this honor. It's a great honor. And the late Tom Tuig for putting my name into the hat for induction. Doc, great job founding this organization. Prestigious organization, and also congratulations to all my fellow inductees. It's an honor well deserved. To all my friends and family here tonight, to my brothers Ted and Tony, to my brother and sister-in-law Pat and Lori Hudapole, my mother-in-law Cheryl Railing, all my fellow referees here tonight. A lot of miles, a lot of fun, a lot of games. Thank you for being and sharing this with us tonight. To the late former inductee Bob Brown, who some 40 years ago saw a young official in Memorial Hall in Cleveland, Ohio, and said to my wife, Joanne, your husband will make it. He remained a friend and a mentor till the day he died. And I could not forget my uncle, Jim Diskin, who got me my start over 50 years ago in Cincinnati, Ohio. Thanks to both of them. To everyone here tonight, I want to say one thing, and I'm going to embarrass my son. To Joe and Martha, who flew in from Seattle to be here tonight with me. Joe, I never told you this, but in 2009, when your mom passed, I was toast. I was finished, had no desire to continue. But I thought about everything we'd been through and what basketball meant to us, all the trips from the time you were 6 years old to Notre Dame, to all the Final Fours, the trips to Hawaii, and I knew what basketball meant to our family. So I decided to stick it out. And I'm extremely grateful that I did, because it's given me the opportunity to mentor and help train the next wave of collegiate officials. To my wife, Beth, who some 8.5 years ago had an idea what I did, but really had no idea until I took her to the Ohio State-Indiana game one New Year's Eve and told her on the way over, do not let them know you're with the officials. And she so astutely said after the game, these people really don't like you, do they? She's my friend, she's my mentor, she's my counsel. Without her, I would have lost my mind several years ago. And finally, to Joanne, that one person that stood behind me for 34 years of marriage, 8 years of dating. She was with me from the time I put a whistle around my neck at 16 years old until the day she passed in 2009. She was with me for all the lows, the countless letters of rejection from college conferences. I was trying to get my foot in the door, to all the highs, trips to Hawaii, Final Fours, everything. She held everything together with our jobs, and she raised the finest son anybody could ever ask for. Without her, none of this would have been possible. This award's hers. Thank you. Safe travel home.
Thank you, Mike.